Hello and welcome to episode 99 of Jobless Weebs. My name is Marco, the Viral Mexican.
And I'm Brian.
So good to see you, Brian.
Yep, it's good to be here. Yeah.
Oh, how was your week?
It's pretty good. I didn't get to as much anime as I wanted, especially with the new season coming out. But yeah, I tried a couple of them. But yeah, it was a pretty good week. I wasn't too busy at work, which is good, and ate some good food,
Nice.
which is always good. Yeah. Let's see. I tried. Let's see here. Oh, I watched the vending machine anime
Me too, yeah.
episode. It's fantastic. I love it so much. Yeah, it's so silly. But yeah, I was reminded again that they're in a dungeon, even though they have like the blue sky. Because you mentioned that recently, and yeah, it still surprises me that they're in a dungeon. It's like, only a couple of other shows I know of do that, kind of like the one with Belle.
The easy one to pick up.
Oh yes,
girls in a
pick
dungeon.
up chicks in a dungeon. Yep, that one. Pick up girls in a dungeon. That one, they're also like in a dungeon, living in town or whatnot. But yeah, I was like reminded of how strange that is. So yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I also started watching a few of the
Ooh, yeah.
new ones,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I kind of like being kind of gauging like which
Yeah.
ones are the ones that I'm gonna drop, because
Oh yes.
a lot of them I've read the manga adaptation, because
Oh, yeah.
some of them the source material is manga, but some of them like
Yeah.
the source material it's a light novel, and there happens
yeah.
to be a light novel adaptation for a few of them. For example, Sunshine in the Mirror, Yohane.
Oh yes.
I found the manga, but
We did.
there was nothing about like the first two episodes. So it's like,
Okay.
and for starters, I'm a Love Life fan, so it's like,
Oh, yes,
I was
yeah.
definitely gonna watch that
Yeah,
either way.
definitely gonna watch.
But for example, for the Gene of I, you remember that I was telling you about like a lot of moral dilemmas in regards to kind of like robots or androids.
Ah,
life
yes.
forms.
Yeah.
The first episode came out today, Friday, and yeah, the manga that I found, it just jumps into like a part of what was covered in the first episode, but
Okay.
also this first episode actually introduced a driving part for the plot, in which the main character it's actually looking for people that did his family wrong, because the mom of the MC is in jail because of some illegal stuff that she did, with the technology, and so he wants to find the people who did that to her mom and her mom, because like kind of like the sight or of her mom, her consciousness
Yeah.
was replicated, and that's illegal.
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah, it seems to be a lot darker than what I was imagining.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah,
Sounds like it's pretty worth it to check out the anime.
yeah. Or also like Rurouni Kenshin that came out yesterday, and you know that it's a reboot of.
Oh yes.
Like it's the third or fourth time that it's been rebooted. I
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, there are a few of them. Yeah.
But
And some movies,
yeah,
too.
this one's also really good because the animation looks really fresh, but still with that kind of touch of old anime or like 90s anime, if you will.
Okay.
So yeah,
So it brings some elements from
Yep.
some older ones. Okay. That's cool.
Oh boy. But today we're gonna talk
Yes.
about one of the animes that just finished
Mhm.
this spring season. And to be honest, I didn't check the fandom a lot,
Mhm.
but I did finish.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't finish the anime,
Okay.
but I did finish
But
the
you finished-
manga.
yes. Okay, there you go. Yeah,
'Cause-
I watched the anime just recently.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think that the manga as a whole is a great story,
Okay. Yeah.
and the anime I'll be the judge of that because I mean you did finish it. I think
I finished it.
I watched the manga up until like episode 4 or 5, which is when
Oh, okay.
when she summons her familiar.
Oh, yes. Her little tiny phoenix. That's right. Okay.
So yeah, the story as a whole, I really liked it. So what I
Yeah.
would like to cover, on
Mhm.
top of what we normally talk of how the plot is driven,
Yeah.
like how things change from the source material to the anime. 'Cause
Oh, sure.
I don't think we've ever done this before.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe not. I think we've talked maybe some differences beforehand, but minutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
oh yeah,
Cool.
let's
Let's
just
jump into it.
right into it. So the anime slash manga
Yep.
starts with Sariphi, right? She's been sent to the world of the demons, and in this
Yep.
world, it's divided between humans and demons, and they were at war for a lot of years.
Yeah. Up until 100 years ago or so.
Yeah, and they reach kind of like a deal, right?
Yeah.
And like
very tenuous truce.
Yeah, which in a way it's kind of messed up because like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a truce, but it's like, but you humans had to send us virgin girl. Like, is it a virgin girl? Like a girl,
I don't think
right?
they really say. Yeah, they just say like a sacrifice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's for the king to eat her.
Exactly.
Which. And the
Wicked
humans
messed up.
like this is the part. This is one of those animes where you know it's like, okay, like who are really like the bad guys here? Because the humans are pretty bad individuals, people.
Yes.
But then it's like, but on the demon side, they're just as bad.
They are just as bad. Yeah, messed up. Yeah, all around, a messed up world, and yeah, and everybody just accepts it like that. These sacrifices, they'll send them over, and the demons will be appeased from it, which is kind of odd logic, but yeah, the humans, they do it for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and Sariphi, it seems that she was raised like that.
Yeah.
She's an orphan, but she was taken by some family, and she was living happily, or that's what she thought.
Yeah.
Until she heard, the lady that was taking care of her, like saying, like, "Oh no, yeah, we're gonna get it because we're gonna give her as a sacrifice."
And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a good thing because she's the replacement, so we're good when it comes to us."
Yeah.
And man, it is way messed up. Cause Sariphi, she's never even like told that she was taken in just to be sacrificed. But yeah, she has a pretty terrible like time with it, and growing up knowing that she's the sacrifice after finding out, she's like assigned to her fate.
Yeah, and so like she's sent to the demon king, and she's just there.
Yep.
Chilling.
Yeah.
And she meets the king, right? Because
She
she's
does.
not directly sent to like the dungeon or like the place where she was gonna be
Right.
eaten, right?
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yep. And she meets the king, and and the king is like, "Hey, why are you not afraid? Like, I'm gonna eat you, right?" and whatnot. And she basically explains, "Yeah, this is nothing in comparison to what I went through with my parents."
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was like, at least you're telling me
yeah,
that I'm your lunch.
yeah, yeah. Basically,
Like those guys, they were like raising me
uh,
to become lunch, and I never knew about that.
mhm,
And so like this discussion goes as far as like him wondering like, whoa, she's not pissing her pants. Like,
right,
what's wrong with her?
right, yeah, yeah,
So she is sent back to like dungeon,
mm,
and it's all dark,
yeah.
and then
And it's like
the
really, uh, it's like a really traditional like ceremony or something like that, where it's like she has to dress up for him. Um, And I think the interesting thing is Anubis, he basically tells her, "Oh yeah, he's kind of eccentric. He's like the only king that prefers it this way, where it's like nobody sees him at this time." Uh, but yeah, uh, and she goes down there, and this is when things get crazy. She's there, but then she's ambushed basically by this lizard man, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna kill the king, and finally we're gonna be rid of this weak king and whatnot." Um, and and then some guy shows up and drives off the lizard guy, and then we find out that he's the king,
yeah,
but he's a
and
human.
he's hot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And so like he tries to play the fool, because Sariphi is like,
Mm.
you're the king. He's like, no, I'm not. Yes, you're the king. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
And so it's
basically.
like, okay, yes, he is the king, and it's
Mhm.
this hot guy, and uh, that's also a little messed up because it turns out that he has never eaten a human.
Yeah.
But the reason why people just find blood and nothing else
Yeah.
is because they assume like, oh, freaking king,
All
he even
right.
ate the bones,
Yeah.
and he just left a pile of blood. But it turns out that he was going all emo and was
Yeah.
cutting himself and was just like letting the all the other women
Uh,
that were sacrificed just like
through a secret
leave through a
passage.
secret passage.
Yep.
And so Sarifi is like, well, I have nowhere to go because
Yeah.
I was raised to be your lunch. So
Yeah.
if I leave here, I don't have nowhere to go.
Mhm.
So she decides to stick around, and
Basically.
the king took a liking to that because he's
Yeah.
like, okay, you're not afraid of me as a monster. You're not afraid of me as a kind of like weird humanoid because he still had the horns.
Mhm.
And is that when he decides she's like, oh yeah, she's gonna be my
Yeah.
bride?
Let's see here. So he basically does decide, yeah, you'll be my bride. Yep, yep. Yeah, she's totally taken back. Uh, but it was interesting that she never really questioned, like, oh, he's gonna like marry me, like, oh. At this point, at least, she's really like, oh, I'm just gonna live here from now on, type of thing. Um, but yeah, it's really sudden. It's like it's just like that.
one of the
Yeah.
things that I, kind of like about
Mhm.
the character of Sariphi
Yeah.
was that, she was like, like a whatever character. Like, oh, if I get eaten, good. If I don't get eaten, also good. Kind of
Yeah.
like a pretty, kind of like empty
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
And
Like she doesn't mind living or dying.
Or dying for the fact, yeah.
Either one. Yeah.
But as the anime is progressing, she starts to develop personality, or not develop, but kind of like showing her personality. Because it's this type of anime that we have been having like a few of them. Like Fruit Baskets, or like one from this season that like My Blissful Marriage.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Where like we have this female protagonist that it's
kind of
that is like a nobody.
Right.
But then it's like, oh, she's a really nice person surrounded by really garbage people.
Right. Exactly. And it gets to her where she thinks that she is worthless, or I have like nothing to live for, really. And then they're they are pretty similar then with all those other ones too. She has like no plans, no like desire to like keep on living.
Yeah, because I mean, she is essentially the soon to be a queen, but she's just there in the castle. She's kind of like being pampered by the king, because it's not like she has any duties,
right?
Because also it's a human girl in a monster demon place, so like,
all these demons around her,
and apparently it's common for demons to eat people, so
apparently. Oh man, there's a messed up part later on that was like terrible. Speaking of this part, he basically tells her, just stay in my room and like don't come out, type of thing. So and I think that's probably where she starts kind of developing her own self, I guess, life. Being empty mostly. She starts to want to wander around the castle because she has nothing to do. And this is also where she gets a little bit more involved with Psych and Klops. They're so great. So they're these two demons who are literally just balls, and they like follow her around everywhere. And one of them just has a mouth, and the other one just has
the eyeball.
An eyeball. It's so great. It's so funny. Oh, and I also noticed that the guy with the mouth has legs, and then the one with an eyeball has hands, and I thought that was really funny too. So like, I completely ignore that. Yeah, so like together, it's so silly. Because I noticed that when they like went on top of each other. Anyway, they're so funny.
I never noticed it.
They're so funny. Yeah. And so whenever she goes out, they're with her, and she calls them Sai-chan and Klops-chan, and it's so funny though because it's Cyclops and it's a one-eyed demon. Oh, I thought that was such a funny detail.
Because I mean, the thing is that she is just like in the castle, just like chilling, passing the time, because. And I mean, she also she gets interested in, the culture of the demons.
Yeah.
Because she's like, oh, well, I don't have anything else to do. And apparently I'm supposed to be kind of like the queen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm going to start learning. So, because she gets a lot into learning, because.
She does.
I mean, for starters, the king, the Mao-sama, Leo is his name, like
Yep.
that Sariphi gives him.
Mhm.
Leo does not want her to, you know, be in the castle, like walking around, because
Yeah.
he is a king that is both respected and
Yeah.
feared,
And feared.
and
Yeah.
also
Greatly feared.
disrespected a lot. So like the
Yeah.
people who do respect him is like a king, but the people
Right.
that fear him clearly do not respect him.
Oh, absolutely.
Because and his reason is like, okay, yeah, you know what, you're a human, and I just people think that I just went on a whim that I
Mm.
wanna have a pet human.
Right. And the Chancellor especially kind of
Anubis.
resents her. Yep.
Yeah,
Anubis.
and
He
he's such a
really
jerk.
he is. Yeah. He for the most part he
Yeah,
is.
I want to cover his story
Yeah.
a little further,
For sure. For sure.
and you kind of feel for him, but it's like, but you're still a jerk, and I
Yeah.
don't like you.
Right. Because the thing is the thing is all the demons that's a good point too, with most of them fear him. But yeah, some for the most part respect him. And the thing is, he has to basically overcome his subjects, uh, like, um, oh, like the demons not wanting him to marry Sariphi since she's a human. So yeah, he has to like overcome this type of stuff. Uh, but yeah, he basically ignores them at first. He's like, no, like she's gonna be my queen, and to hell with everybody else.
Yeah.
At first, uh, and I think it's interesting also though how Sariphi, she's kind of like the opposite. Uh, kind of, and that's probably like the next step that she has, where she's trying to like learn a little bit more about the culture of the demons. The demons, they have these certain ideas of what a queen should be or should be like, to the point where they have her go through ordeals and stuff to like prove that she's
Yeah, I mean, because
has
for
to be-
starters, like the queen, it's supposed to be a demon.
right.
Who would
Number
have
one.
thought?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like
Uh-huh.
in the kingdom of demons.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
and so yeah, like
exactly.
some of the first things that kind of like
Yeah.
enable Sariphi to actually develop a personality.
Yes.
Because also she's also too good, even for her own good.
She is.
In the way that
she's
she's just really
kind.
nice. Like, you know, some people would just push her, and she's like,
Yeah.
it's okay, I'm fine. I
Right.
was not looking where I was going.
Right. Exactly like that.
And like
yeah.
some people would belittle her, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're a baby, right? It's okay. I'm sorry. And it's like,
Yeah. Well, I didn't like mean anything by that. You're not her, right? Yeah.
yeah. It's like, girl, get mad.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh my gosh.
Because like one of the episodes, even like you know, a lot of other races
Mhm.
sent you know their daughters,
Mhm.
their beast demons,
Mhm.
so they could appeal to the king to become, you know, his wife.
That's right. Yeah.
And they even give her a bad time, and you know, there's also this hierarchy of some like mammals, kind of like type of demons, or like lizard type of demons.
And the mammal type demons, they're like haughty a lot of the time, to the point where they kind of talk down to the lizard type demons. The one episode that you're probably thinking of, there's this cat girl who she thinks, you know, like, yeah, I gotta get married to the king demon because, you know, like I it's like my place, and like I'm better than the other demons and whatnot.
Let alone a human.
Oh yes, let alone a human. Yeah, and the messed up part is when well, aside from bullying Sariphi, of course, she goes up against this other princess, this lizard princess, Amit, and
She was so fun.
oh yes,
She was one of my favorite characters.
oh yes, yeah, she's a really fun character.
Cause
Yeah.
you're like, she has a lot of, you know, kind of like doki doki moments, like
Yeah.
in shoujo manga, but
Oh yes, yeah.
she's like a crocodile, so she's like, it's like,
yeah.
what am I reading?
What is this? Yeah, it's so funny in the anime because, yeah, she, and so like when you think of lizard people, you know, like they're hard skinned, scales and whatnot, but yeah, she's literally blushing.
Yeah.
And she's always like doki doki.
Kind of like
it's so
that
silly.
Overlord season 2
Yes,
moment.
yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Like,
kind of the same
why am I
feeling.
watching this?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. But yeah, so she goes so far as to ruining the dress of this lizard princess, Ahmed. And so she thinks, you know, like that's what I'm gonna do to sabotage her chances. Like she has no place to be near the king. So pretty messed up. But yeah, that's not the worst part. The other part is that she tries to go into the chamber of Leo and like seduce him and whatnot. And man, it's like she really thinks that she's gonna become queen by doing this type of stuff.
Yeah, like, oh, I saw that your door was unlocked. It's like,
Uh-huh.
I left it unlocked, not for you.
Not for you, but for Sariphi.
And then Sariphi like comes and
she
like,
comes in.
oh, am I interrupting something?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because like,
yeah.
you are the queen. You're like,
Seriously,
get mad.
right? Get mad. Yeah.
And like Leo just like kicks the other girl out. He's like, that's the
Yeah,
one. It's like,
there you
I don't want
go.
to see you. And
Yeah,
then
be
Leo
gone.
is like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with me with other people? Because you know, also at this
Right,
point,
because Sariphi is the one who's telling Leo, like,
yeah, and you
hey,
know, also
give
at this
them-
point, Sariphi, she doesn't have feelings for Leo quite yet. Because,
Right.
I mean, she went from becoming dinner to
right, and accepting that.
to becoming,
Gosh.
you know, her his partner.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, okay,
Right.
yeah.
It hasn't dawned on her yet, or
And a part of it is like, it's not like Stockholm syndrome, which is like, oh yeah,
right.
because at this point she's still pretty much a hostage, even though she doesn't have anywhere
Right.
else to go, and she's just happy that she was not eaten, and that Leo
Yeah.
is nice with her.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, as far as the relationship goes, she's like, well, I think he's nice and he takes care of me, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think there's, you know, that
Right.
connection, that doki
Mhm.
doki
Yeah.
that
exactly.
shoujo manga has showed us.
Yeah. So yeah, she's definitely not like flustered or like jealous at all at this point. Yeah, Leo, he's probably the one who's more like, no, like I only want to like be with you kind of a thing. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting way of telling this type of story, because Leohart, he's still trying to like be a good king, but yeah, she's really not really feeling it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fast forwarding a little bit,
Mhm.
she starts to kind of, you know, develop feelings, or at least
Yeah.
kind of like that. She has to do something for Leo, since Leo has been
Yeah.
nice with
To
her.
her.
Because also protecting her countless times.
Right.
Because a lot of time it was because she just didn't want to stand up for herself.
Yeah, a lot of
And a lot of times, most of the story that happens. But
yeah.
but it's like, yeah, she becomes friends with the
Yeah, with Ahmed.
with Ahmed.
Yeah.
And
she-
Ahmed actually
so-
has the hots for
Yeah,
for
she's
the king's general.
she's devoted to Jorman Jor.
Yeah.
I think shortened name. Yeah, to the point where she's like all giddy whenever he's in the room, and she thinks about him all the time, and she's always liked him ever since she was very young. Hilarious. And it's like, this is more shoujo than Sariphi
no, yeah,
story
that's
is.
exactly the point. It's like,
You were probably hinting at that, but I wanted to point that out.
Okay,
It's like, she's more shoujo than her.
because even she
So
wants to,
funny.
that girl tag of like, oh, what do you like about the like,
Yeah.
like how romantic is he with you? And she's like,
Yeah. Right. And yeah, Amit, she's head over heels with him. She's always trying to think of ways to like be closer to him. She
even like bakes sweets.
Yeah, she bakes
or,
the sweets.
like talismans or
Yep, the talisman.
whatnot for for him.
And every weave has like a prayer or a wish. And so she makes these like talismans. She gives them to she gives one to Sariphi. Sariphi's like, oh, like maybe this is something that I could do to show my appreciation type of thing. So yeah, she starts to try to think of ways to kind of like show her appreciation.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
Now she decides that she actually wants to be the queen.
Basically, yeah.
But because like at this point she has already studied a lot of the books from the king's library.
Mm-hmm.
She has a better understanding of the type of individuals that the demons are.
Yeah, and she appreciates Leo a lot more.
And also she has been building, connections to the point that a lot of demons in the castle, like, I wouldn't say trust her, but at least they don't ostracize her.
Yeah, okay.
Except for Anubis, because he's still a jerk.
Oh yes, he's still there.
Anubis and the rest of the judges.
Right.
And so Anubis is just so focused on like either kicking her out or like killing her, kind of, or like
to that point. Ooh,
I mean, yeah, a little bit. He's trying to find a way for her not to be.
Now I remember. Yeah, he did basically say he wanted to kill her. All right. Oh, he does. Think about it once when he comes into the library and she's alone and he's like, oh, I could off her right now and no one will know. Oh, I do remember. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk.
He's really devoted to the king.
Yeah.
Up to do that.
Right.
Because he's like, oh no, like I have like great expectations for the king, and I'm like the king's counselor, so I should advise him, and my advice for him is to kill the girl.
Right, yeah. And
or like, if you want to keep it as a pet, that's fine. That's fine. Nice.
Consort, sure.
Consort, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Wife,
but wife, no way. Right. Yeah, and yeah, he's really devoted to the king. I would say probably more devoted to the throne. Like the concept of being a king and being respected.
Okay, no, he's actually devoted to the king. Way later, you learn that he is devoted to the king.
Oh, okay. They do show a little bit of his childhood with that part. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I want to talk about that.
Gotcha.
So like
gotcha.
he devises this series of trials
Yeah.
in which she has to pass them uh, in a certain amount of time,
Mhm.
and if she doesn't, then like she just won't be a queen. Like she would still be allowed to be there, but she won't be the
Right.
queen. And
Yeah.
so one of those trials is for her to summon a familiar. And
Yep.
at City Snow, humans they don't
Oh yeah.
they don't handle magic well.
Yes. Yeah. To the point of death.
Yeah. So it's like that's another like, oh well, if she
and he's like,
like,
yeah,
like if she summons a familiar, well, we have another trials. If she doesn't, she might die. I see it as a win-win.
Right? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The Chancellor. He's like all. He's banking.
Oh, and also there are some conditions that Leo cannot intervene. The moment that he intervenes, like the trials end.
It's forfeit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no other chance. So
I like this part especially. And it's interesting summoning. She has to draw the summoning circle, and then basically do the chant, and then of course once you summon it, like she'll be in danger of dying. But yeah, as long as she summons it, then yeah, she'll have it. I think for life is kind of like the thing that this pact would be.
Yeah.
And when she was doing the chant, she was getting like totally wrecked like every single time, and like blowing halfway across the room type of thing, and also exhaustion. So I thought that was really fascinating. Where it's a summoning circle, but it has consequences.
Yeah, because also like other animes,
diabolical.
Like, oh yeah, I just feel like energy. And it's like, oh, I'm exhausted because like I don't have mana.
Oh right. Like
and that's it. Mana. But for her, like it literally like sent her flying.
Yeah,
across
and
the
it hurts her.
Field.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and she pushes through it. She decides.
And also she has to summon a sacred beast.
Ah, yes.
Because like she can summon a beast, but like there are like higher beings, sacred beast, that those are like mythical, kind of like celestial to a point.
Yep.
And not everyone can summon that. Like the king has one, but because he's the king.
That's right. Yeah. Really cool.
And so one. Like after being killed being close to being killed a few times.
Oh yes, quite a few times.
She managed to summon a little chicken.
Yeah, I love that she finds her determination to do it. But yeah, it's so tiny. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh my goodness. But it is a sacred beast. It's a phoenix.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, oh yeah, okay. And I thought that was interesting where the phoenix also has like a little bit of a backstory where it also kind of had a hard time.
Yeah, because the phoenix, it's like a healer.
Yes.
Weird and
healer.
Phoenix they don't die, but apparently in this world they can be used to heal, to revive.
Yeah. But if it uses too much power, then it goes on a decline and whatnot.
And it will turn into a chicken.
Yep.
A fat chicken with a really lousy mouth. and so like Sariphi just wants to encourage him, like, hey, you need to fly, like, and he's like,
I believe in you.
He's like, thing. Girl, it's like, it's all right. I'm not gonna fly. I've already exhausted all my magic. He's like, it's not happening. And Sariphi, like, this is again like a little more of like, oh yeah, Sariphi is a nice person. She's from the bottom of her heart, just like supporting the people she cares about, or birds that
Or
she cares about.
Right. Yeah.
And this part, I really like this part because, you know, it was another one of the attempts of Anubis to
assassinate
kill her or to kill also the bird.
True. Because if she doesn't have the bird, then she doesn't have like the holy beast or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she kind of like spies when I remember the name of the phoenix. Bennu.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. When Bennu is by himself, you know, trying to fly.
Yeah.
He's fat and tiny, so he can't do it.
He just keeps
and there's
trying.
kind of like this arrow that's going at him, and she just like
he gets
jumps because he gets knocked off, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Yeah,
he's like, "What's with female characters and trying to rescue the winged beast?"
The winged beast that happened to the other one that we covered.
The same freaking happened to Irene. It's like, "Oh yeah, your winged beast just fall off a cliff. What are you gonna do?
Jump off too?" Yeah, I thought the same exact thing. Irene did it, and it's like, oh my gosh, seriously. So yeah, like, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Seriously, like, anyway.
And the anime man there because she fell to her death.
Wait,
no. So
psych. Whoa.
So Bennu has an awakening, and he's like, "Oh, this girl, she's an idiot, so I'm gonna save her." Because she tried to save me.
Save me. Yep.
It's clearly not gonna work. So
Phoenix powers.
Yeah, Phoenix powers, and he saves her, and then he comes back into a chicken again.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny. Yeah, so he's like not fully rejuvenated, but yeah, pretty funny. Yeah, great part. Bennu, he sticks with her the rest of the time, and the Chancellor is thwarted again. Unfortunately, there are more ordeals that happen. I think the one that I thought fascinating was the one with the sea god, where they have to. She basically has to be a hostess for the sea god people. Yeah, they were like the shark types.
That one was so good.
It was. We don't really have to cover everything about it, but I thought that was really,
I really liked
really
it because that's another one example. Like she was just a nice person. It's not like she wanted to be a good host. It's like she is already just like a nice person. She's like, oh, I have to, pay respect to this giant orca guy.
Yep. And not alone. And even though he's being
a jerk,
really like a major jerk, to the point where he's like hitting his servant type of guy.
His servant that it's
mangled
bandage
and
she's also nice with the servant, and he's like, why are you being nice with the servant? It's like,
and it's generally her
because I'm a nice person.
I loved that. I loved it.
Because I love how the tables turn.
Oh yes.
In that moment, I was like,
ooh, yes.
Boy, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And then how the orca guy turned out to be, like a softie. He's like, I feel so bad for doing that.
Oh, that is great. Yeah. Oh, I love the whole part of it. Yeah. So great. So we're just like, everything up to this point is like solidifying Sariphi's place as being queen. And Sariphi is now realizing, hey, like, I know I'm probably not the best suited for him, but I want to be selfish, and I want to be beside Leo. I want to be by his side. Like, it might not be my place type of thing, but I want to be there for him type of thing, which I think was really great development romantically, since it's not just like her falling for him type of thing. It's
Yeah.
like her,
kind of like slowly building up.
slow build.
And also because like,
I
oh well,
appreciated that.
I would like if I didn't have to be the queen, but since like
he is
one
the
of
king.
the conditions to be with him is being the
Uh-huh.
queen, well, I
I've gotta
might
be
as
queen.
well.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
But it's not that
Uh-huh.
she desires power, it's that she desires to be with Leo. And to that, she's like, well, I'm just going to be a nice person with every person.
That's right.
Demon that I meet.
That's right.
Because right after that, when is the childhood friend? Is the childhood friend moment is after that?
Yeah, it's soon after that, or just right around there. It's somewhere around there because it's definitely before the other ordeal that happens with the cat.
Because you said that one was the last.
Yes,
one
that was the
end,
very
right?
last. Yeah, that was the last episode. And then that ends the anime right there for now. But yeah, this childhood character, he was a pile of crap. In my honest opinion. Like, he could say whatever he wants. He could say, like, I used to love you, I love you type of thing, or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a piece of crap, though.
Yeah, no, I didn't like him either.
Yeah. So, we see a little bit more about the conflict of demons and humans at this particular part.
Yeah, because the guy goes berserk. I mean, for starters, he crosses the border.
Oh, yes.
To where the demon country is.
Yep.
And he just goes straight to the castle with the goal of, killing the king. He's like,
what an idiot. Yeah, as if.
Like, oh, kawaii koto. And then, like, he doesn't get killed because, the king says, like, oh, he's acquainted with Sariphi. It's okay. Let him go.
Yeah.
And so the idiot is like, oh, I'm just gonna kidnap Sariphi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill a bunch of demons on my way. And then let's hope that I can manage to, leave the country because demons will not be able to leave the country. It's like, like you, right?
He's
like,
an idiot.
It's like, the demons maybe do not like Sariphi, but they're following orders. So, I mean, he has an exchange with Leo, and Leo pretty much beats the crap out of him, but he doesn't kill him, which he wants to take advantage of that. But he tells like, no, Sariphi's gonna be sad, and then he's like, oh, I feel like a jerk now, and he's like, good. You should feel like a jerk.
Should feel bad. Yeah. He was an interesting guy because he really like starts to despair after seeing that his plan didn't work to show Sariphi how terrible the demons are for killing her childhood friend. But it backfires on him. Really, really odd character. I guess, anyway, he gets humbled and whatnot. He gets humbled. Really, really interesting. What a pile of crap.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah.
There's a story further in the manga about him because like he hates.
Oh well,
demons.
They do show in the anime. They do show his past with his sister. Is that what you were thinking?
No, I mean like a future story of him. Yeah.
No way. Okay, well that's messed up.
Because like he's a hunter of demons. And so because after he leaves, he's like, okay, I will leave. Like peace out. It was good to see you, Sariphi, but I hate these guys and I cannot, live among them or with them or any sort of them.
Right.
And so he leaves, and further in the manga, he actually happens to rescue a demon baby.
Really?
That was being poached to a nobleman.
Okay.
And he actually fights humans.
Okay. Whoa, well, that's quite the development.
That's when he noticed, like, oh,
dude.
Well, the demons aren't the only one pieces of garbage here.
Right.
Because, like, what happened in his background was like, young. Oh, yeah, demons, like, kidnap his family, like, killed people in his village. That's why he developed this hatred.
Right, and his sister especially.
And one of his troubles, like, he sees a lot of human people that kidnapped. He saw how those guys kidnap a baby.
Okay.
And so he rescued the baby, and he was like, "Yo, you're a demon." And the baby was like, "Thank you, sir. You're really kind." And he was like, "Where are you taking me? Where are you taking me?" He's like,
"A baby, demon baby is talking."
I mean, not a baby. It was like a toddler.
Oh, okay. Oh,
a little kid.
Okay.
And so the kid was like, "Oh, my mom told me that I should be thankful to the people that helped me." And he's like,
"I see.
I'm having some mixed feelings because I normally rescue humans from demons, not demons from humans."
Right. Okay.
And so the kid just keeps following him until like he returns safe to his village. But he was like, he has like this kind of like existential crisis of like, what am I been doing with my life?
Oh yeah.
Because like, I just rescued one of the things that I swore I would kill.
Yikes.
But gotcha. I mean, as far as Sariphi's trial goes,
yes.
The last trial that was shown was that she had to name the baby of one of the independent kingdoms that is kind of like within the borders of the kingdom that Leonhard has, right?
Yeah, to give the blessing.
And the mom was a jerk.
Yep.
The daughter was also a little jerk, but
she was a little.
That was more understandable because like she just wanted attention.
She did, yeah.
And
she was just misguided.
And Sariphi, she was again still just a really nice girl. It was like, she was playing with the cat girl. And
she was like genuinely.
And the other ones were like still this prejudice of like, oh, it's a human. We're in war at them, and we should hate them. And it's like, why though? And so like when the daughter goes a little crazy and she wants to jump off a tower, Sariphi again.
She does her thing.
Disregards her own safety and.
Yep.
And the mom is like, I'm really sorry, and please, King Leo, don't kill us because we put your queen in danger.
Right. Oh gosh.
So that's where the anime ends.
That's where the anime ends. It ends there, and then it has the preview of, her meeting, I think, the hyena that that shows in the manga. But it ends right there. That is the last episode with that ordeal. And it also shows a little bit of their relationship going a little bit more, where Leo is shown his background a little bit more about his father totally despising him for having even.
I just saw, and actually this one is a 24 episodes, so we actually went a little ahead. This anime has 24 episodes.
Oh, it does?
It's set for 24 episodes. So we actually went a little ahead.
Okay.
Which is good.
Right. Because right now it's only this first part.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay, I guess. Because it definitely sets up for for what's coming.
And it's also like the first time that we're releasing an episode during the time of
that it's
the anime.
Airing. This is true. That's kind of cool.
Because we normally wait until the anime's over, but the manga is over. So from there, and I don't want to spoil a lot of things,
Yeah, absolutely.
but kind of like now this is a good time to hype it.
Yes.
Because it's like
We're right in
what's
that.
coming.
Yep, we're right on that
'Cause, like,
peak.
Because the hyena boy, he becomes Sariphi's guard. You know, like the lizard man is to Leonhardt. He becomes kind of like that.
Okay.
And his backstory is also really nice because he comes from a race that is considered traitors to the crown.
Whoa. Okay, that's pretty.
And so
dark idea.
he's blamed for a few things while on Sariphi's travels, and Sariphi manages to fix things up, and this guy is like, oh, I think I can use you to climb up the ranks. And after Sariphi helps him, he's like, my queen.
Okay. Love it. Naturally.
Yeah,
he becomes loyal to her. Yeah,
that's
nice.
After that, go ahead.
Oh, but I was just thinking. Well, the Chancellor, he was probably the biggest. I would say he's probably the biggest obstacle in this first part of the anime.
He definitely is.
So
even until almost the end of the manga.
Really? Okay, so that's something in to look manga, forward to then.
I am not sure if they might
have it.
They might give more background to the Chancellor, because the Chancellor, his name is Anubis. Anubis is actually the title.
Huh?
Yeah, title? Anubis is a title.
Oh, right, because he has another name. That's right. I do remember that. Because they do have a childhood flashback.
And so Anubis is supposed to be not only the counselor, but a body shield if necessary. Because they show his background of how his dad was killed because they were attempting against the life of the previous king.
Yeah, and so he was off.
And he hated the crown.
Okay.
And then he was like, oh, well, your dad is dead, so you're going to start training to become Anubis. So we will pair you up with the prince.
Right.
And little Leo, he was just the cutest little thing.
He's really cute. Yeah. Leo,
and so,
when he was a child.
Also, Leo is a really nice person.
Right. And his dad died early on, too.
Yeah. Because Leo was like, being a kid, he was trying to interact with Anubis, saying like, hey, let's play. And Anubis, was trying to stick to his role that he didn't want to.
Right.
And some drama happened, and Anubis is hurt, but Leo defends him, and Anubis is like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm supposed to defend my friends. And he's like, I'm your friend? I thought I was your subject. He's like, no, you are my friend, and I will take care of you. And from that moment, Anubis is like, you are my king.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, he's a little misguided because he has this like, he wants Leo to be a great king, and he thinks that by marrying a human, it's not so great. So further on in the picture of the anime, we see a wolf with only one ear. That's another one of the enemies that Leo has. The fight scene was really nice, and I think it's gonna be shown on the anime really close to episode 23, 24.
Nice.
The backstory of that villain, it's also, it's not that great. It's more like, really, because he wants vengeance against Leo because Leo beat him in an official match.
Okay.
And so this guy was disowned, and so he grew bitter, and now he wants
petty revenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and he kidnaps Sariphi.
No, no. Okay, that's gonna be a highlight for sure. In the
And
anime.
Serifi is like,
Dude.
what are you gonna do? You gonna eat me? I'm well beyond that. Because he's like, you're supposed to be scared, and she's like,
why would I be scared? Yeah.
why bother?
Okay,
He's
okay.
like, one, I've already gone through that.
Fascinating.
Two, Leo is gonna find you and kick your butt.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm pretty excited now for it.
Yeah, and I think right after that, it's the final arc.
Ah,
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah, the final arc is pretty long, actually.
Okay.
Because the final arc, it's regarding one of the judges that it's planning an insurrection against Leo, and he starts using Leo's human form against him.
I see, exploiting his
Yeah, kind of like to put the kingdom against him, saying like, "Oh, that's why he's a weak king. That's why he is gonna take a human wife. That's why
gonna
he
lead the downfall of demons."
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
gotcha.
this judge is like, "No, I'm gonna make the demon world great again."
Yeah.
He starts kind of like a tyrannical rule.
Dude, wow.
And during that process, Sariphi is trying to help Leo also find about his background.
Okay.
And also she's trying to reach to the human king for peace talks. Just so that, the sacrifices stop.
Right.
And they have, like actual truce.
All right. Gotcha.
And during this time, like also the judge is like, oh, and he wants to make friends with the humans because he wants to enslave us all. It's great because we also learn, the background from Leo because like his father lauded him. Turns out that spoiler alert. So big spoiler alert. If you don't want to watch this, skip to the next timestamp.
Oh, sure.
Leo is not the legitimate kid of the king.
What?
Yeah.
No way. That's insane.
Yeah, and Sariphi discovers that. Man. Sariphi discovers like who her mom is, who her dad is, how he's related to the crown.
Yeah.
And
dude, that's terrible.
And also because the judge that was inciting the insurrection, he was saying like, "Oh, I am the true son of the former king."
No way.
We also discovered something about him, and he was like, "What the heck?"
Okay.
And
so some pretty
because also like that judge takes Anubis, and Anubis is like, "I will obey the king."
Oh no!
And you're like, freaking Anubis! I thought you were loyal.
No
but it was also kind of like part of a plan because Anubis confronts Sariphi and tells her like, "Hey, if Leon remains, like, would you rather have Leo as or like the king as a human only?" And she just like stays silent. It's like, I knew it. It's like, you only want the human part of the king. And he's like, but the king is the king. Like, he's a demon. He's a person. I love both. And he's like, huh? Oh, okay.
Threw him for a loop.
And yeah, because he's like, oh, okay, you actually like the beast and the human side of him, and I only knew about the beast because Leo only like the only one who knows Leo's secret is Sariphi.
Yeah, right.
And
wow.
And yeah, from there, like there's a time skip, and there are a lot of things that I don't want to talk about. Yeah, we will in due time.
Okay, we will.
But from there, the manga ends with their kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, their kid is skipping classes from Anubis.
Awesome. Oh,
And
that's a
Anubis,
nice thing.
Anubis is like, if you don't study, you won't be a great king like your father. And the kid is like, oh, would you mind telling me more about my mom and my dad? Is like, oh, okay, I will tell you about your mom because she has done so much for the demon race. She just got here as a sacrificial princess, and it seems
wow.
it seems like kind of like the anime manga itself
Yeah.
was more like Anubis telling the story
Oh,
to Sariphi's and Leo's son.
that's so cool. Wow. I like that. That's
And
awesome.
yeah, at this point in time, like
Yeah.
humans and demons are best friends now.
There we go.
And that's what I like, about the story.
That's really
'Cause,
good. Yeah.
That was a good time skip,
Yeah. It's satisfying. It's a good change.
Yeah,
world.
because they just
Yeah.
finished the insurrection.
Yeah.
They changed the system. They changed people's minds. Because Leo was like, I'm your king. Like even if I'm in my human form or a beast form, I'm your freaking king, and
Yeah.
you will decide who you will follow.
Yeah.
Like your tyrannical fake king or your true half human king. And it's like, yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah, when I was reading that, I was
amazing.
like,
Wow.
Leonheart, Leon.
That's incredible.
But yeah, it was a great story. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really am looking forward to the rest of the
Yeah.
anime. A part of me also, one of the reasons why I didn't watch it,
Oh yeah.
I stopped watching like around episode 4 or 5.
Ah.
Was because having read the manga, there are parts where like
All right.
I want to see so bad,
Okay. Okay.
and I can't wait
Yeah.
one freaking week for that.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Makes sense. So so all at once. kind
Yeah, I
of.
want to pile up a few episodes.
Yeah.
Before I watch it, it's like, yeah, this body's good.
Yeah.
But anime, sometimes like they cut it like
Right.
on the cliffhanger. It's like,
They do. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this one's definitely gonna be worth it then to watch it when it's out.
but yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
If you haven't watched it, there are already 12 episodes.
Yep.
Probably 13 episodes by the time this video come out.
Oh yeah. Another.
And
week.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
just follow it
Yep.
the rest of the way. I really hope that they
Oh yeah.
actually adapt all of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's like even getting 24 episodes, it's stretch.
Right. Yeah. A lot of the time. But yeah, I hope this one goes farther. That'd be nice. Definitely a good watch.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy episode 99.
Yep.
See you next week with episode 100.
Yeah. Hope to see you there.
Yeah, we better like suit up or
Oh yeah.
something for
Some
episode 100.
yeah. Some awesome stuff. Nice.
Alright, but yeah, keep watching anime and see you next week.
See you later.
Matanim.